Good afternoon and welcome to Muskegon Rotary. My name is Tim Arter and I have the pleasure of serving as your president this year. Today's program will be a presentation of the Law Day speeches. We will do the Pledge of Allegiance followed by a reflection from Jamie Hecker. We will recite the four-way test at the end of the meeting. So at this time, let's please do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon. Sometimes when the world is very big and loud and confusing, I lean on the words of those who taught me as a child. And of course, I mean Mr. Rogers. For any grown-up Gen X, millennial, or their parents, Mr. Rogers means honesty, acceptance, and love. Now, as an adult and a parent, I lean on this wisdom to remind me of the good inside me and the world. I give you a few of his words today. If you could only sense how important you are to the lives of those you meet, how important you can be to the people you may never even dream of, there is something of yourself that you leave at every meeting with another person. We live in a world in which we need to share responsibility. It is easy to say, it's not my child, not my community, not my world, not my problem. Then there are those who see the need and respond. I consider those people my heroes. In times of stress, the best thing we can do for each other is to listen with our ears and our hearts, and to be assured that our questions are just as important as our answers. And when I say it's you I like, I'm talking about that part of you that knows that life is far more than anything you can ever see or hear or touch. Excuse me. That deep part of you that allows you to stand for those things without which humankind cannot survive. Love that conquers hate, peace that rises triumphant over war, and justice that proves more powerful than greed. Thank you.
Very, very nice, Jamie. Thank you. At this time, you can return to your seats, and I'll be back with you in a little while. I'll ask the members who have guests to please come forward to introduce your guests. See Joni here to the side.
Good afternoon, Rotarians. I'm Scott, and my guest today is Martha Reedsma. Martha is a native and longtime resident of Holland, Michigan. She is a private banker with Independent Bank, and her territory now includes Muskegon, so she's interested in getting to know the area and the people in the area, and is interested in joining Rotary. She's also a passionate volunteer that likes to get involved in things, and is currently involved in the Kids Food Basket, which we all got familiar with when we went to Grand Rapids a month or two ago and packed baskets.
Hi, everybody. Mary Ann Gorman here, and my guest today is former Rotarian Mallory Meston.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Kathy, and I would like to introduce my guest today is Emma Fry, and she is has been an intern with GMed and this summer and hopefully beyond. She now is the program coordinator at GMed. She just graduated from U of M and just started in our office yesterday. So, Emma.
Good afternoon, Megan Byard-Caraba here, again from the Muskegon Area ISD. Last week I had a guest with me who was in the career education space. I have another guest with me this week, also another specialist. This is Tricia Skydema. Tricia is our career exploration specialist in grades 6 through 8. So last week you got to meet Stephen in grades 9 through 12, and Tricia works with all of our schools in the county in the middle school space. Please help us welcome Tricia.
Hello, everyone. Susan Crane, former president of this club. And hey, I just got to say, what a great conference, Brianna. You're here, right? Everybody agree who was there? Great conference. It's my pleasure to introduce one of my neighbors, Dennis Atkinson. He moved here from the Detroit area, and he has 2 daughters, his wife Dawn, and they have 2 grandchildren. Dennis' background is technology, and he retired from Wayne State University. He recently teamed up with Detroit firefighters to start a small company dedicated to making safer for people to use, store, and recycle lithium batteries, and he is interested in joining potentially our Rotary Club and being engaged in our community. So welcome, Dennis.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alex. Today, my guest is my friend Corey Bissell. He is a realtor with Real Estate West. Corey and I are both in JCI. We're also ambassadors for the Chamber of Muskegon. So he's excited to be here and looking for membership. So thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Vasishta Moringa. I am one of the family court referees here in Muskegon County. It's my pleasure to introduce all of these people. First, I have Jesse Thompson, who is a prior Golden Apple winner for the teachers here in Muskegon County. I believe you won in 2021. And our first place winner for the senior speech contest, Elijah Parmalee, and his grandparents, Paul and Jenny Gleason. Our 9th through 11th grade speech contest winner, Calvin Ginn, his grandmother is here sitting there, Donna. And then we also have Kristen Rains from the Muskegon Area ISD. So later on today, we're going to have both Elijah and Calvin give you their winning speeches. So thank you.
Make sure we can see everybody in here. Okay, everyone, I'm Heidi Seitzema. I'm filling in for Marty and Kendra, hosting the students today. So I'm going to do my best to channel Marty's energy here. Join me in giving a big Rotary welcome to the Calvary Christian Eagles. With us today, we have Samantha Anhalt, who is the head of school, and she's going to introduce the rest of the crowd.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate being here. This is Kelly Walker. She's our Student Services Coordinator. Zach McFerrin is our valedictorian this year, and Dawson LeBrenz is our salutatorian. Thanks for having us.
I'm Zach McFerrin. I play a lot of sports, too many at times. I plan on attending Cornerstone University to pursue a degree in ministry.
My name is Dawson LeBrenz. I'm a senior at Calvary Christian. I'm involved in the drama club. We actually have a show tonight at 6:30, so you all should come. I plan to attend Muskegon Community College on the Promise.
Hello, Rotary. I'm Rob Taylor, and it's my pleasure to introduce Mihan Quinn, who is soon, hopefully, to become a member. I turned in his application yesterday.
At this time, I'll call V. Boringa forward to present our speakers for today. Thank you.
I'm back. Raise it. All right. Okay. Well, I'm back up here again, so thank you. Law Day in Muskegon County is all about inspiring and uplifting our youth through civic engagement. Each year, students from grades 3 to 12 take part in contests, including the art contest, essays, and speeches that highlight the importance of law and their voices in our democracy. This year's theme, the Constitution's Promise, out of many, one reminds us that the Constitution is a living, breathing document, and our young people play a vital role in shaping its future. From displaying the art contest at the courthouse for the first time this year, and we also were able to welcome Michigan Supreme Court Justice Elizabeth Welch as our keynote speaker. This year's events were all about empowering our youth and listening to what they have to say. Each year, the American Bar Association designates a theme for Law Day, and this year's theme we were able to tweak a little bit to fit for our kids. This year's theme was that we the people in order to form a more perfect union. These powerful words remind us that the Constitution is not a relic of the past, but a living, breathing document, one that acknowledges our country is a continuous work in progress, shaped and strengthened by the active engagement of its people. In a time where our nation faces deep political divides and ongoing social challenges, this team calls on all of us to listen, to collaborate, and to uphold the values that bind us together. The prompt that was given through our 9th through 11th grade speech contestants is the U.S. Constitution in its current form strong enough to continue fulfilling its promise of forming a more perfect union? How and to what extent do citizens play a role in the Constitution's ability to fulfill this promise? We had approximately 15 9th through 11th graders participate in this contest, and then we had around 7 seniors participate in this contest. I do also want to acknowledge Dawson from Calvary Christian was one of those who participated in our contest, and I am very grateful for Rotary for being one of our sponsors. Law Day is one of my favorite events, and I really enjoy seeing how the kids have improved. Our 9th through 11th grade speech winner Calvin has participated since his freshman year, and it has been truly an honor to see how much he has improved and how well he has progressed. I know after the contest, all of us in the committee were discussing just the growth in him, and we're so excited to see what he does next year. Hopefully that means he participates. I also quickly want to say thank you to our speech contest judges, which include fellow Rotarians, Judge Smedley, Judge McNeil, Muskegon County Clerk Karen Bowie, Muskegon County Prosecutor DJ Hilson, Mr. Gary Nealand was also one of our judges this year, and then we had Sarah Coleman from the Muskegon Area ISD, as well as Judge Marietti and Judge Casel, who were part of our contest judges. So I'm going to ask our first place winner, Calvin Ginn, who received a $500 scholarship from North Muskegon, to come present his speech to all of you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Calvin Ginn, and I'm a junior from North Muskegon High School. Our Constitution is being seriously tested as I speak. Abraham Lincoln cautioned us, don't interfere with anything in the Constitution. That must be maintained, for it is the only safeguard of our liberties. The Constitution protects the inalienable rights of its citizens, and in return, the citizens engage in government to help achieve a more perfect union. Throughout history, our Constitution navigated crises. From the threat of secession and civil war to Watergate, challenges continue. Although there has been abuse and injustice, there is hope. That hope lies in us. Today, I will discuss why the Constitution is not strong enough by itself, and how we, the people, can help protect and maintain freedom and divert crises. The Constitution is not enough alone. It needs us. Our democracy is challenged daily. New tariffs raise concern over economy and the cost of living. Debates on recession versus benefits of April 2nd, Liberation Day, continue. A recent Gallup poll in April reflects a country divided on major issues, including economy, inflation, and social security. All of this requires that we participate. I propose that we, the citizens, cannot just sit on the fence. We must participate in political discussions, debate with facts, interact with elected representatives and legislators, making issues known, seeking solutions. We elect our representatives, and we must hold them accountable for action. Repeatedly, people have had to act, react, and participate to protect justice for all. Consider our history. The Dred Scott versus Sanford decision of 1857, the National Prohibition Act of 1920s, both demanded public action and were overturned by amendments to our Constitution. The Constitution has been amended 27 times, continuing to safeguard our liberties as President Lincoln prescribed. Citizens who engage in government must focus on justice, educate themselves about issues, and initiate action. Education about government, history, and current events prepares us to discuss problems, change outcomes, and find resolutions. Recent April 5th hands-off protests are just one example of current engagement and changing viewpoints. Some people could argue, why participate? Do you see the injustices that threaten our Constitution, our values, our way of life? Do not sit on the sidelines when action is needed. Democracy depends on us. Communicate with our elected representatives. Listen critically. Separate fact from fiction, opinion from truth, and set measurable goals to steer us toward a more perfect union. We are the hope of our nation. Instead of sitting on the sidelines, worried about our future, you must watch the news, read articles, and educate yourself on what is happening. Call your representatives and legislators. Keep them informed and focused. Our Constitution preamble begins with the words, we the people, meaning you and I, all of us. We are participating here today, exercising our right to free speech, to assemble, to exchange ideas. We must remain diligent, informed, and involved, so that when we sing our national anthem, oh say, can you see, does that flag still wave? We can and will shout together, yes, or the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you.
I don't really want to come back up here after that, but I mean, again, I have chills when I hear these students speak. Their voices, their thoughts are just amazing, and I think that if they continue on this path, our future is very bright. So next, we have our first place winner for the 12th grade receiving a $2,000 scholarship, and this was his first time participating, Mr. Elijah Parmalee from Whitehall High School.
Good afternoon, Rotary. My name is Elijah Parmalee, and I'm a senior at Whitehall High School. Okay. The preamble of the U.S. Constitution defines the purpose of having a more perfect union as a means to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. In other words, the purpose of our Constitution is to secure liberty and rights for all of its citizens. So my answer to the question of our Constitution's ability to give us that more perfect union is no. Because we, as a nation, haven't in the past, and still to this day, cannot guarantee that level of excellence. But it's more complex than that. To explain more thoroughly, we need to explore the historical and cultural shortcomings which illuminate that failure. In the 1950s, African Americans were wrongfully attacked in the streets of the South as they marched peacefully in the name of achieving equal rights. For over a century, women have protested across the United States, asking and then demanding for the right to vote and later for the right for autonomy, all in the name of achieving equal rights. Native Americans have been protesting their unjust treatment since the Mayflower landed, but the nation only began to take notice once they formed the American Indian Movement in 1968, protesting, once again, in the name of achieving equal rights, as the people of our nation could no longer, in good conscience, ignore them. There have been many, many more movements just like these throughout America. Minorities have had their rights restricted by the majority since before the establishment of the United States, our precious land of the free. Such is the reason for the civil rights movement, women's suffrage, Native American activism, advocacy for disability rights, and more recently, the LGBTQ rights movement, most of which, in some form, are still continuing today, all fighting to convince the majority of their value to society so that someday the Constitution might reflect that truth as well. The reason these injustices have persisted is because the majority has been ignorant. Whether that's blissful or intentional, they simply don't see the violation that is so clear to those who are suffering. As this behavior continues, we effectively ignore the first line in the very first document we wrote as a nation, specifically where the Declaration of Independence says we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. At the time, all men simply meant all property-owning white men. Convenient, right? Well, this marginalization of African Americans, this injustice was made more obvious with the 3/5 Compromise, or in order to maintain the marginalization of African Americans while still giving Southern states that advantage in federal representation, of course, the compromise stated that each African American slave would be 3/5 of a person, and those numbers would then be added to the white population of a state. Furthermore, proving how hypocrisy in politics often cross paths at unfortunate points in history, as we've been willing to ignore the moral implications of our actions in favor of American convenience. But I'll admit, yes, the Constitution's come a long way since 1787, as amendments have been proposed, adjusted, and ratified. But when will that cycle end? After all, the very same system which ended segregation is the same system that began that discriminatory practice here in the United States in the first place. This controversy continues because, at the end of the day, it isn't within the power of the Constitution to control the ideas of the majority. That responsibility falls on us, the people, to vote, to assemble, and to keep the system in check as we build the kind of nation we want it to become for future generations. After all, it was the ideals of the Founding Fathers which built our Constitution, but it's the hearts and the minds of the people fighting to be seen that shape today's interpretation of that foundational document. The Constitution is not strong enough on its own to guarantee that more perfect union for today, but with the combined strength, passion, and courage with the people it represents, maybe tomorrow it can be. Thank you.
don't know if anybody has any questions for our students, but, okay, apparently. Before we get to the questions, I just have to, this will probably come as no surprise to anyone, but I just have to say a quick thank you to John Noling for always going out of his way to help our kids. John has gone to all the schools, continues to email us constantly about, you know, whether or not we are able to go meet with him, meet with the kids. He just does so much. John, you can never stop doing this and helping us. So thank you.
Gentlemen, brilliant both in content and delivery. I ask you, though, you both mentioned amendments to the Constitution. If you were to suggest one and promote one today, amendment to the Constitution, what would it be?
We might have gotten a little help from the audience.
Rather than continuing to develop more amendments through processes, how about we instead focus on the amendments that are already there to protect free speech, the right to assemble, and the right to express individuality?
One moment. I wanted to thank you very much for your presentations. I'm sure it was a great day last week when everybody presented. For Muskegon Rotary, we have honorariums in the form of support of an organization that works hand in hand with the Rotary International. So we make a contribution for honorariums during the year, and it goes to Shelter Box, which provides shelter, temporary shelter in disaster areas across the world, and Rotary International is participating in many of those disasters. So thank you very much. Well, very well done. Thank you. At this time, I ask Brianna to come forward. She has a few comments for us.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, President Tim, for giving me a very strict 5 minutes to talk. So I would like to first start off by actually acknowledging our wonderful Muskegon Rotary Club President, Tim Arter, who has done a very fabulous job this year. And specifically from me, Tim, you were not at the summit this weekend, but just to thank you for the leadership you showed to this club and working with the board to come up with a way in order to entice and encourage people for the first time to ever attend something, an event from the district. And I thank you as well for all of the hours that you spent as we tried to develop our plan for the summit. It would not have been a success without you, so thank you so much. I'd also like to thank the board. If any of the board members from the Muskegon Rotary Club could stand, I just want to acknowledge you all as well for your support in giving out 10 scholarships to those of you in this club that decided to attend for the first time. So thank you so much for your support from the board, and then to the club. So my very first meeting that I had the opportunity to come up and tell you all that we were once again going to give this a go and try to have a conference here in Muskegon, I asked that this club support me. Being the district governor and bringing people from throughout the district into Muskegon, it was really important to me that we have a showing from our Muskegon Rotarians. And so I challenged the club that we would at least have 30 people out of the Muskegon Rotary Club to register for the event, and we met that goal. So I want to ask all of you that are here today anyway, that came to the summit, to please stand so that you all can be acknowledged. And I wish to thank you once again for you all coming to the summit. Thank you so much. And they will tell you that I cried on Sunday as I did some individual thanks and expressed my gratitude from the bottom of my heart for this journey that I've been on as the district governor. And I really had so much encouragement and support from so many of you here in the room. And I promised I'm not going to cry today, so I'm going to keep going with my script and try not to get too emotional. But V had brought up something kind of important to me that I wanted to acknowledge, John Noling. I think it's pretty important for you all that were not at the summit to know that the district, which comprises about 2,300 Rotarians from throughout Michigan into Canada, all the way up to Wawa, made a determination that we wanted to have an award that would be the highest award that our district can give to people who are servant leaders in Rotary. And the decision was made with the help of Kathy Hegedus and those on the committee. Tim was part of these conversations, that the person that was unanimously decided throughout the district that this really prestigious award should be named after is John Noling. And so he's shaking his head, rolling his eyes, but we have decided, regardless of his humility, to name an award after him. It is now going to be gifted annually, and it is called the John Noling Legacy of Service Award. And he was the first recipient of that award at the summit, surprisingly to him, on Saturday. So congratulations once again, John, and thank you so much for your service. As I said at the summit, I think it's important for us to acknowledge people while they're living. So often we wait until people pass, and then we all come up and say all these great things about them that I think they should be able to hear and revel in the impact that they've had on each of our lives. This next person can be kind of grumpy, but couldn't have done this conference without this individual, and I want to say a few things about him. This presentation of a Paul Harris Fellow is the Rotary Foundation's way of expressing its appreciation for a substantial contribution to its humanitarian and educational programs. It is named for Rotary's founder, Paul Harris, a Chicago lawyer who started our organization with 3 business associates in 1905. Rotarians often designate a Paul Harris Fellow as a tribute to a person whose life demonstrates a shared purpose with the objectives of the Rotary Foundation to carry out the many programs that we know that are benefiting to people and communities around the world through improved living conditions, better health care, educational opportunities, and new channels for the flow of international understanding. I have the pleasure today of honoring this ornery Rotarian who refused to come to my summit when I asked him to, so I could present this to him then. His name is Mike Vogus. Come on up here, Mike Vogus. So in our summit, we had an opportunity to acknowledge all of the great service projects that clubs are doing throughout the district. And I came up with this grandiose idea that I wanted to do these by way of video submissions from all of the clubs. And I, talked to Kathy about it, and we didn't know what we were gonna do to get these. So we enlisted the help of Mike Vogus, who, I think he was just like, by humbug. You tried this once, Brianna. I did all these videos for your fall summit and nothing happened with it. And now you want me to do something else with community service project videos. And I could tell Mike wasn't too enthused, but he dared say no to the district governor, right, Mike? And so he said, okay, I'll help you. And so we started on this quest of doing videos. And then Kathy can attest to this. We had people that wanted to submit late videos. Then we had people that wanted to submit videos that had already submitted videos. And I mean, it was just a constantly changing thing. And then on top of that, I had this grand idea after that I wanted to do an award for John Noling. And I'm like, well, who's going to do these videos for all these people that want to be able to say something, but are not going to be able to attend the summit? So who can put this all together in this beautiful montage of videos for John Noling's award? And I went back to Mike Vogus. And what did you say, Mike? By humbug?
I said yes.
Okay, he said yes. I roll, yes. And so Mike put together, and for those of you that were at the summit, it was very well done. And we could not have done the summit, the community service project video montages and all of that without our grumpy Rotarian, who all of us acknowledge has done so much in this club, but he also helped me so much with my summit. So I would like to present to you your Paul Harris ×2 is my understanding. Is that correct?
Thank you, Kenny.
Is it ×1, Kathy? +1, thank you. You got to get another one, maybe somebody else will give you another one.
It all depends.
Well, yes, so here is your Paul Harris pin that you would have gotten had you accepted my invitation to come on Saturday evening. And I would like to shake your hand,
Thank you very
give
much.
you a hug, Mike Vogus.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your help. Should I do it in 5 minutes, Tim?
Well, Mike, if you would do one thing for me at the moment is pull up the birthday slide. We have 2 birthdays to celebrate today. There may be some others out in the audience, but we have Susan Holborg and Amy Hosford. May the 9th, which is today, also happens to be the birthday of mine tomorrow. Boy. Probably, but I wanted to mention that it's the same birth date as my 95-year-old mother. We're going to be celebrating with her tomorrow. So, anyway, at this time, let's honor them with a rendition of "Happy Birthday." Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Friendly reminder for those that have their birthdays either this week or last week or the coming weeks, please consider a contribution to our Caring Connection of $10. As we've mentioned before, that goes to help our Rotarians during times of grief and other situations. So please consider that. We have envelopes up front, and we also have a QR code that's available on the rim. At this time, I will turn it over to Mike. We're going to have a spotlight video of Christy Nagengast on her observations and her experiences as treasurer.
Hello, everybody. This is Christy Nagengast, and I am your treasurer. We have 3 main fundraisers: Harvest Fest, Parties in the Park, and Pours for Community. And with all of those, we just have a financial aspect that I take the lead on. So for Pours, for instance, we have a system where we can set up a QR code and people can pay for different either donations or sponsorships. So I help to set that up. For the president-elect, I help to establish a new budget for the coming year. So for instance, right now we're working on budgets for the year that starts July 1st. So our year goes from July 1st through June 30th. And we really have 2 organizations. We have the club activity, and then we have our fundraising and community support, I guess I'd say, organization, our foundation. So I do whatever we need financially for any of those two organizations. I would say probably some of the challenges that I have are when it's at a time of the year where we have a lot happening. And so there might be multiple requests and a lot of need to do different things. And although I'm retired now, which helps with the time factor, I still have a few other organizations I volunteer for and family commitments. So probably that's the hardest, is just balancing the busy times when we're, for instance, we're busy with Harvest Fest, get everything set up, and making sure that we have the financial situation all in place, have the cash on hand we need, or have our tablets set up to take payments from members. But it's really been, for me, since I retired, a great way to segue into retirement, have still some challenges financially, which I always enjoyed, but not too much.
I ask Lisa Tyler to come forward with Pat Schaefer for the induction of a new member. One moment. Fellow Rotarians and guests, on behalf of Muskegon Rotary, it's my privilege to induct a new member today. We have Pat Schaefer with Lisa Tyler, and at this time I'll ask Lisa if she'll provide us with an introduction of Pat Schaefer.
I'm pleased to do so, President Tim. This is my friend Pat Schaefer. Many of you know her. She is retired from Muskegon Lakeshore Chamber of Commerce a long time ago, she says. And she notes that because, I think you added this last part I'm going to have to say in here just for me. Because Rotarians like to shout out school mascots, she wanted you all to know that she graduated from Central Michigan University, fire up chips, and received her master's degree from Grand Valley, the Lakers. This part she added. She has 2 children who are U of M grads. But she did just have a grandchild graduate from Michigan State. She did not add that, but I had to, of course. So go green. Thank you. Formal education aside, some of her most important learning has come from leaders in this room. Pat has been active in the community for many years. She's a former United Way board member, senior activities committee, and others. Presently, she serves as treasurer of the Channel Point Condominium Board, president of the Friends of Hackley Library, and the church council at First Lutheran Church. Many of you may know her as she led Leadership West Michigan. I was a long time ago a member of that, the Community Leadership Program, Muskegon in Focus, and she developed and presented the Chamber Star Program for many years. Her hobbies include walking every morning at 9 a.m., reading and staying connected to community, which is one of the reasons she's excited to be joining Rotary. So I'm very pleased to have our friend Pat Schaefer join us.
Thank you. Pat, will you change places with Lisa? That's a great place. Pat, you have been chosen for membership in Muskegon Rotary Club as a person of good character, high ethical standards, heart for service, and ideals of Rotary. Fellowship and friendship are the first aims and rewards of Muskegon Rotary membership. You will enjoy a network of leaders and professionals who are committed to welcoming and mentoring you. We are admitting you into Muskegon Rotary Club and to the fellowship of Rotary throughout the world. Membership is an honor and a privilege with its corresponding obligations. Your regular attendance will nurture your understanding and commitment to our principal motto, service above self. Every member is expected to perform his or her share of club service, community service, participation in fundraisers to support our charities and beneficiaries, and the ideal of friendship and networking. As you expect to receive, so must you also give. If you accept these obligations, please say, I do. Thank you. Lastly, I have another challenge for you, to share the gift of membership in Rotary. Invite another member with your same qualities of character to join Muskegon Rotary in the next 6 months. Do you accept this challenge by saying, "I do"? I do. Thank you. Pat, in the name of the Rotary Club of Muskegon, I hereby formally admit you to membership in this club, and I now provide you with your pin and a copy of the four-way test. Rotary members and guests, please rise and welcome the newest Rotarian in the world, Pat Schaefer. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Oh, thank you. We now have time for announcements. We have one or two that are coming forward, and as they do, want to let you know there will not be a rewind meeting tonight. However, the next rewind meeting will be held next Thursday, May 15th at 5:15 in the vault area of Core Plaza. You want to come forward, Carla?
Hello, everybody. So ironically, I did not even know that Christy on cue was going to talk about Harvest Fest. So that worked out really good for me today, but it is that time of year, everybody. We are going to start focusing on Harvest Fest, and I'm so excited to see some of the volunteers that are already signed up to help with Harvest Fest this year. And the biggest thing right now is sponsorship and getting people to recognize the event, and tickets will be on sale soon. So everybody on your table, there's one of these sheets of paper, okay? Hopefully one person grabs this piece of paper and folds it in quarters and puts it in their pocket. And one, so I don't have to pick them up. Two, because you're gonna be around somebody and you're gonna say, you know what? I have this great opportunity. You get to in front of a bunch of Rotarians, you get to have a wonderful experience, and it's going to be a really good time. So I'm going to solicit all of you to please help try to get sponsorships. We have a lofty goal of over $30,000 this year to get in just sponsorships. So please help promote this. An email will be going out soon. And if you'd like to be on the team to help get sponsorships officially, please let me know. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Okay. Good. I'm Tim Lipan, and today I represent the Rotary Social Committee. We've been planning some pretty unique events over the last couple of years, and I thought I'd take just a minute to acknowledge our committee that sits around and tries to come up with these creative ideas. So if you're on the Social Committee, would you please stand? Just so everybody can see who you are. All right. So now you know who to blame. I want to tell you about a social event that's coming up very quickly. It's on Wednesday, May 21st. It's very unique. We are going to visit the Hackley Administration Building as it is right now. And let me tell you, it's pretty raw, but it's full of historical significance inside. And we wanted to get you folks in there so you can see and hear the history of that grand old building and maybe discover some secrets that no one knew before as we tour that facility. We plan to come back to that building when it becomes a high-end luxury hotel. That may take a little while, so don't hold your breath on that. So I want to invite you to that. It is May 21, 5:30 to 7. But there's a few things I have to tell you so you're prepared to enter that building. First of all, we're going to serve snacks and adult beverages and water and soft drinks. We're going to have remarks from Frank Peterson and his team, his renovation team that will be there as well. There is no heat in the building, which is why we waited till May. and hopefully it'll be all right. So wear a jacket or just dress for the weather. There is electricity, so we'll have lights, but there's no elevator, so there's lots of stairs to navigate, so consider that as well. Our main activity, our social hour, if you will be on a floor that you can access, but once we start touring, you're going to go up a lot of stairs. Also, it's a little bit dusty, so I don't know what that means to some of you, but be careful with that. And parking's available all around the building. Please join us on that date. Once again, Wednesday, May 21st, 5:30 to 7. And then right after that, right around the corner, is the annual Muskegon Clipper Carload Party, where Rotary is invited to come to the Muskegon Clipper Baseball Summer Collegiate Team. That date, for you to mark your calendars, is Tuesday, June 10th at historic Marsh Field. The gates will open at 5:30. The first pitch is 6:35. We have a party deck there. What you'll get is you pay $15 for a carload, pack as many people as you want in there. And once you get in there, you'll get a Marshfield meal, one free ticket for an adult beverage or soft drink, and then you're on your own. Thank you very much. Thanks, Tim.
Next week, we will be having the Mona Shores Middle School Interact Club's 16 members and their accompanying adults. They'll be our guests for that day. Also, you might want to know that they made some wristbands. Individually, they made those wristbands, and they're going to be selling those for a free will offering. Just wanted to give you a heads up on that. Many of you, we just had our last of 5 happy hours or events for pours, and I'm already getting questions as to how much did we make. That last event was just 2 days ago, but I do have some information for you. We want to give our many thanks to the many members and guests who attended, our sponsors for their dedicated support in this effort, all those who contributed through donations to the collection box and QR codes, and all of our welcoming co-hosts and others who assisted in the happy hours. And a very special thank you to our Pours Committee. I think there's only one of them that's here today, but we'll still have our committee stand up. Oh, there's 2. So thank you to them for the work that they did. Our attendance was significantly increased from over prior years. We received many positive comments by those who were in attendance. It appears that we will exceed our budgeted bottom line. We still have a key unknown revenue, that is the pours that we get from portions of drinks or food that people purchase there. So we're expecting to have a pretty good number by sometime in early June. But thank you all again for your participation, your support, as it ended up being just an outstanding fundraiser for us. At this time, I'll call upon Mary Beth Ramos for the raffle. $5. 587. 587. We got it up front here. It's the way it normally works. It's a long walk. $597. One additional announcement. Nancy, please come forward.
One more ticket.
Sorry, I thought they were all gone. 522. I guess somebody ejected, Dave. Just kidding.
Didn't you get it? There were two people?
Mary Beth?
Fight over the.
Just being fair to all concerned here.
Just want to say thank you to all Rotarians that attended our Business Equity Initiative event last night. We were able to give away, again, $40,000, $5,000 grant checks to 8 women entrepreneurs. And so the excitement in the room was palpable. And so thank you all for your participation, and we welcome any contributions.
Our program next week will be a presentation about the El Salvador and Honduras trips. And at this time, please rise to recite the four-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it true? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you very much. We are adjourned. Have a great weekend.